Prince's last message before the wedding. As I sit beneath the quiet light of dawn, I can feel the weight of tomorrow settling gently upon my heart, not a burden, but a beautiful stillness that comes before something sacred. Tomorrow I will see you walk toward me, and the world as I know it will shift forever. The stars have watched me wait for this day, and now even they seem to glow a little softer, as if they too know that love, true love, is about to fulfill its promise. I have lived through battles, storms, and endless nights of solitude, but nothing compares to the peace that lives in the thought of becoming yours. Tonight, the palace sleeps, yet my heart refuses to rest. I walk through these empty corridors, remembering every moment that led me here. Every letter, every silence, every prayer whispered into the night. I think of the first time I saw you, not the moment itself, but the feeling it gave me, that quiet certainty that my life had just changed. It wasn't the rush of a heartbeat, it was the calm after it, the kind of peace that makes you realize you've found where you belong. And now, standing at the edge of forever, I know that no kingdom, no crown, no victory could ever compare to the honor of calling you my wife. This message, my love, is not about promises, we will make those soon beneath the eyes of heaven, but about gratitude. For you have given me something I didn't even know I needed: understanding. You have seen me not as a prince, not as a name, but as a man, flawed, uncertain but sincere in his love for you. You have taught me that strength does not come from armor, but from vulnerability. That love at its truest is not about possession, but partnership. And tomorrow when I take your hand, I will not be claiming you. I will be choosing you, again and again. For every day that life allows me, I imagine the sound of your footsteps approaching, the rustle of your gown against the marble floor, and the way the air itself will seem to pause as you draw near. The world will not vanish, it will transform. The sunlight will be warmer, the music softer, the colors brighter, not because they changed, but because you will be there. Every breath I take will be full of gratitude, every heartbeat an echo of the moment our souls finally meet halfway. This love, my queen, has waited lifetimes to be lived, and tomorrow, it will finally find its voice. If I could speak to time, I would ask it to slow down, just a little, to let me hold on to this last night before everything changes. Not because I fear the change, but because I want to remember this feeling. The calm before forever, the stillness before the vows. I want to remember how it feels to stand on the edge of destiny, knowing that every path, every choice, every moment of waiting has led me to you. And when morning comes, I will step forward not as a man stepping into ceremony, but as a heart stepping into home. No poet could ever capture what I feel, no song could ever hold it completely. But if love had a sound, it would be the quiet sigh that escapes me when I think of you. A sound of peace, of surrender, of truth. For all that I am, all that I've been, and all that I will ever be, belongs to you. You are not just the woman I will marry, you are the reason I believe in something as infinite as love. So tonight, my dearest, rest peacefully. Let the stars guard your dreams and the moon whisper my love across the distance. When the sun rises, walk toward me without hesitation, for my heart will already be waiting. Tomorrow, the world may call it a wedding, but for me, it will be something far greater. It will be the day I find my forever in your eyes. As the hours slip quietly toward morning, I find myself replaying every moment that brought us here. I remember the uncertainty, the distance, the nights when I questioned whether love was truly written for me. And then you came, not as a storm, but as a sunrise. You didn't change my life in an instant, you illuminated it, piece by piece, until everything made sense. That's what love is, I've learned, not chaos, not obsession, but clarity. It's the feeling of seeing your whole world finally fall into place, because one person simply exists. Tonight, I stand at the edge of that world, ready to take the step that will make it whole. My heart doesn't race, it steadies, it beats with purpose, with peace. Because love like ours isn't rushed, it's certain. The kind of love that doesn't need to shout to be heard, because it already lives in every glance, every breath, every unspoken word between us. Tomorrow, when I see you walking toward me, I won't just be meeting my bride, I'll be meeting every dream that has ever lived in my heart. I can already see it in my mind, the moment our eyes meet across the aisle. The hall will blur, the world will soften, and everything will fall silent. The weight of years, the waiting, the wishing, all of it will dissolve in that single instant. And I will understand what it truly means to be complete. Not because I am gaining something new, but because I am finally returning to what has always been mine, the soul that mirrors my own. You are not an addition to my life, my love. You are its purpose. They say a prince's life is measured by legacy, by kingdoms, by victories, by the marks he leaves on the world. But my heart has learned a gentler truth, that legacy is not what you build outside of yourself, but what you build within another's soul. And if the only thing I ever leave behind is the love we share, that will be enough, because no kingdom can last forever. But love like ours will outlive time itself. It will linger in the wind, in the echo of laughter, in the quiet moments when the world remembers what devotion truly means. I've often wondered how I will speak my vows when the moment comes. I am not afraid of the words. I am afraid they will not be enough. How does one compress a lifetime of feeling into a few sentences? How does one thank the universe for the gift of a soul that feels like home? But then I realize, I don't have to find perfect words. I only have to speak from the heart that you already understand, because you, my love, have always heard me even in silence. And that, I think, is the most beautiful part of love, that it needs no translation between souls meant to be one. When I close my eyes, I can almost feel the warmth of your hand in mine. I imagine the soft tremble of your fingers as I slide the ring onto them. Not out of fear, but out of awe. 2 lives, 2 paths, 2 dreams, finally converging into one. And I will whisper your name not as a title, but as a prayer. The kind that stays on the lips long after it's spoken. Because loving you has never been just an emotion, it's been an awakening. A realization that life, in its purest form, is meant to be shared with one heart that truly understands yours. And so, as the dawn draws near, I sit in quiet gratitude, for love, for destiny, and for you. Tomorrow I will walk toward a future I once thought belonged only to stories. But now I know this is not a fairy tale. This is real, this is ours, and it is eternal. You are not simply my bride. You are the answer to every silent prayer, the peace after every storm, and the beginning of every beautiful tomorrow. And when the world witnesses our union, they will not just see a prince and his queen. They will see love in its purest, most faithful form. The dawn is beginning to rise now, its light slipping through the palace windows like a gentle reminder that love's greatest promise is about to be fulfilled. I can hear the quiet movements of the morning, the distant rustle of preparations, the murmurs of joy from those who wait to witness our union. Yet my heart hears only one thing: your name. Every sound, every breath, every heartbeat carries it. It feels as though the entire world has conspired to celebrate not just a wedding, but the meeting of 2 souls that have spent lifetimes finding their way back to each other. I have faced countless moments in my life. Victories, challenges, trials of strength and faith, but none have humbled me the way this one does. To stand on the threshold of forever with you is not to conquer anything, but to surrender, willingly, beautifully, to the power of love. Because loving you has never been about possession, it has been about freedom. You've taught me that true love doesn't bind, it liberates. And tomorrow when I take your hand, I won't be claiming you. I will be walking beside you, equal in heart, equal in soul, equal in dream. The kingdom will see this day as an event, a celebration written into history. But for me, it is far simpler and far deeper than that. It is the moment I have waited for quietly, faithfully. The moment when the noise of the world fades, and all that remains is the steady rhythm of our hearts. I don't see it as a ceremony, I see it as a vow to eternity, because what we share isn't built on the splendor of crowns or the grace of titles. It's built on understanding, on patience, on the kind of devotion that doesn't need witnesses to be real. As I prepare to walk toward that altar, I think about every chapter that led us here, the doubts we faced, the miles that stretched between us, the silent prayers whispered on lonely nights. Every test, every weight, every tear was not meant to break us, but to refine us, to shape this love into something unshakable. And now, I see how perfectly it all fits together, like stars aligned across the heavens. For every delay was a preparation, every ache a reminder that some loves are worth every second of waiting. When I see you tomorrow, adorned not in jewels but in grace, I know I will forget the crowd, the music, the world. All I will see is the woman who changed everything, the woman who saw the man beneath the crown, and loved him not for what he had, but for who he tried to be. You turned my loneliness into purpose, my restlessness into peace. You made me believe in something greater than destiny, in choice. Because I chose you, and I will keep choosing you, even when the stars fall and time forgets our names. The morning light spills through the window, gentle and golden, touching everything it meets with the kind of peace that only love can bring. It's strange how time slows down when your heart is full. Every sound feels softer, every breath feels deeper, and even silence feels alive. I can almost hear the echo of destiny itself, whispering through the stillness, reminding me that today is not just another sunrise, it's the beginning of forever. And in this quiet moment, as the world stirs awake, I find myself smiling at the thought that somewhere, not far from here, you are preparing too, your heart probably racing the same way mine is. There's something sacred about this anticipation, not nervousness, but awe. Awe that two lives, once strangers, now stand ready to become one story. I've known what it means to command, to rule, to lead, but nothing compares to what it means to love. You've taught me that a crown is just metal, but a heart given freely is divine. Today I do not stand as a prince, I stand as a man, made whole by the woman who believed in him, even when he doubted himself. The ring I will place upon your finger is not a symbol of power or claim, but of devotion, an unspoken promise that in every lifetime, in every version of this world, my heart will always find its way back to you. As I prepare to walk down the aisle, I think of all the moments that brought us here. Not the grand ones, but the quiet ones. The laughter shared in hushed tones, the comfort of your voice when the world felt heavy, the way your presence turned ordinary days into memories worth keeping. It's strange how love doesn't announce itself with thunder, it just grows, quietly, until one day you realize it has become the very air you breathe. That's what you are to me. Not just someone I love, but the reason I understand what love truly means. When I look into your eyes, I know that I am not stepping into a promise of perfection, but into a partnership, one that will be tested by time, strengthened by trust, and bound by faith. There will be days when the world feels heavy, when the light dims, when silence feels louder than words. But even then, my heart will choose you. Because love isn't proven by the ease of days, but by the courage to stay when things are hard, and I will stay, my love, not out of duty, but out of desire, out of the simple, eternal truth that no matter where life leads, my place will always be beside you. So as the hours draw nearer and the world prepares to witness our union, I whisper one final prayer, not for grandeur or fame, but for peace. Peace in our hearts, strength in our bond, and grace in our journey together. Because love like ours is not meant to fade, it's meant to grow deeper with every sunrise. And when I finally take your hand before all, I will not be speaking vows for the world to hear. I will be speaking to your soul. The same words my heart has been saying since the moment it found you. You are my home, my forever, my queen.